So we're a couple of days behind on posting some episodes. I was busy with our humongous anime convention locally here, Otakuthon. For anyone that was following, for anyone that was following on my Twitter account, I don't know, I got roped into some Gundam related stuff. It's a long story. So we have a whole bunch of news here, and we're going to crack into some recent developments that have been happening from War for Cybertron Siege Wave 1. We've been discussing in the past about how there has been no Decepticons at all that have been announced thus far for this very first wave. But it seems that Earth Entertainment and Diamond, which are two distributors of cases of this product, seem to have some stuff marked in their computers. And one of the forum members here from the name of Samsonator contacted the websites and let people know. He said here, and this is, and I quote, "My workplace just got out orders for the first shipment of War for Cybertron Siege figures, including a Leader Class assortment, which has a listing for a Leader Class Shockwave. I didn't see this info myself, so I cannot confirm it, but the biggest Shockwave fan in the store did, and he was ordering it. So he knows what he's talking about, so now I know, and I could say that this is possibly a rumor. The store I work in for is an independently owned collectible store, and the cases we order are the same as regular big box retail. The listings were by name, most of which we already know, with a few exceptions. We had a Voyager Class M, and then he assumes here it could be Megatron, which, I mean, there's a lot of Transformers with M. There's a Deluxe Class S, which he assumes is Starscream, and then he has a Leader Class G, which he assumes is Galvatron. But he says the Shockwave was identified by name and was listed under the Leader Class assortment.
Interesting stuff.
So the thing is with that is, in the case of like the Leader Class G and how it could be possibly Galvatron, I mean, I think that's kind of crazy for them to have a Megatron and a Galvatron in a first wave assortment.
Yeah.
Second of all, when it comes to big Transformers that start with G, I mean, there's, you could go Gigatron. That's a name that's still trademarked with Hasbro. They could possibly go that route. You repaint even that 6-shot mold and just say, oh, it's a Gigatron. And we've seen so many crazy retools from previously existing stuff. You could take that 6-shot, give it like bat wings, you know what I mean, and just go to town. You could have a Gigatron right there.
I don't know, but what else would you put that, like, okay, we're going to do this new thing that we're going to rebrand, well, not rebrand, but, like, put all these extra characters in and this and that, and they would say Gigatron? Like, that seems a bit weird. Like, that would seem like a repaint, or maybe you're right. Maybe it's before they do Galvatron, this character comes out, and then they retool him into a Galvatron.
I think it's more so, I think that, I just don't think it'll be Galvatron just yet. I mean, I could totally be wrong, but when you look at, like, if this truly is a character that's a Leader Class that starts with the letter G, I mean, in Transformers you have Galvatron, like, specifically of the Generation 1 variety. You got, like, Galvatron, Gears, Getaway, Gnaw, Goldbug, Grapple, Grimlock, if you want to do a Leader Class Grimlock, Groove, Grotesque, Groundbreaker.
I'm only hearing Grimlock, Galvatron, like as like, main, like,
realistically.
Okay, realistically. I mean, they could throw us a big old curveball and be like, here's a Leader Class Goldbug. Here you go.
Well, there's even MicroMasters that are like,
like I would
here's a Leader Class Gusher or Guzzle or Grit.
I would love to see a Leader Class G1 Goldbug, just a giant for no reason.
Oh, there's already
simple transformation, almost knockoff levels.
we already got stupid stuff like that from the Robots in Disguise line last year with the oversized bumblebees and stuff. But I mean, and again, same thing. There's the Voyager class that starts with M. They're assuming Megatron, but I think that's just more due to the limited capacity of what they could assume. A Transformer with M could be.
Like, I mean, I don't think it's going to be Motor Master, and then you don't have everybody else for that, Like, I can't see that happening.
Well,
like, I can see a Voyager class Motor Master, but I mean, where's everybody else?
Let's put it this way. Motor Master is something that's more inclined to be a Voyager class, but then you have, like, stuff like, Metroplex, if they want to do something smaller. If you want to do a more large, let's put it this way. the winner of the trivia, not the trivia,
Ooh,
the winner of
Voyager class Meister. Yeah, let's do it.
No, not so much Meister, but like the winner of the vote in the case of Mirage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That could be a Voyager 2-pack, and it just starts with Mirage versus Impactor. You know what I mean? And it's Voyager because of the scale of the box, per se, or the price point. You know, there's characters also like Mainframe and Mixmaster, but they don't belong there. But it's just, I think that they're kind of missing some of the, you know, like they're going for the obvious answer. Same thing. It's S. It's got to be Starscream. There's plenty of stuff that's...
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, you're getting this info, and you're trying to get it out to everybody, and you're just trying to make sure it makes sense, or in some way, or like, you know, just. I mean, like, again, like he's like, take this as rumors. Don't, you know, I'm not law here, and so
I think
this is what they're presuming. So
I mean, the funny thing is when you look at the stuff that's assumed combined with what is confirmed, it looks like it's just the first wave of Cyberverse. Because it's just like you have Shockwave Leader Class. Now, granted, there's no Shockwave Leader Class in Cyberverse, but it's like there's a Shockwave in that first wave.
Yeah.
There's a Starscream in that first wave. There's a Megatron in that first wave. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I am kind of curious at what a Leader Class Shockwave will be like. Is it going to be a giant, massive, you know, knot gun, or is it going to be something else completely?
Is it going to be a giant cannon and then they retool it to be Galvatron?
Yeah, that's a possibility. That's very true.
I could see that.
That is very, very true, because they both could, you know, if they retool it enough, you could do both. That is I didn't even think of that. That's a very smart way that could happen. But yeah, and I mean, it would be the first time in a while outside of, let's say, the Masterpiece and the original G1 toy that this character would have such a large price point toy, because I mean it's usually been relegated to either Voyagers, going back as far as Energon and the Alternator.
Yeah.
Animated you know, the Energon line, if you want to count Alternators as being that Voyager-esque kind of price point, or even maybe leaning more towards Ultra, but I'd say more Voyager or Mega. I mean, it's just like he's never really had a massive toy outside of the Masterpiece and the original G1 toy, so it'd be kind of a return to that, to have that massive toy. But like you said, you know, hey, if after that, if they retool it like crazy, you could maybe get a Galvatron out of that.
Because I'm just thinking of what you were saying before, the Cyberverse one, which is basically a cannon, and then animated one was basically a cannon, and so that's where my head space is kind of going. That's what I'm thinking about.
Either way, you know, people post what they think. We'll definitely find out more about it. I mean, this is just recent news as of today, as we're speaking. So, for all we know, as you know, this will get posted, and tomorrow we'll get the full skinny. But as it stands right now, at least we know there's a Shockwave coming for Leader Class.